please give a round of applause for Vitaly!
Hey, hello, good to be here. It was a bit upsetting. As soon as I got on stage, everybody kind of just started looking a bit more down. Because I thought we were the same height when we were standing next to each other. But now everybody's neck is like slightly more relaxed. So you're welcome. My name is Vitaly, I'm from Ukraine. So I have some questions for this duo. What happened? You have something to say for yourself?
We cannot accept questions.
I was talking to her, Nazi. No, okay, sorry. Now we can fix this right now. See, world peace.
Yeah.
Gotcha, just won the war. No, sorry. Good sport. Gotcha again, bitch. Okay. Thanks for the genocide. Anyway. No, it's cool. I am from Ukraine. It's sort of like being a polar bear because we're getting a lot of attention lately. Everybody cares. We're like endangered. So everybody cares, but nobody wants one in their house, really. And we're getting a bit less attention now because now the brown bears are also endangered. That's a very subtle one, I know. My name is Vitaly. I'm an atheist. My parents, they tried to baptize me as a child, or they tried to drown me, I'm not sure to be honest. But the joke was on them because I've been practicing holding my breath for 9 months. So they're like, fuck it, if we can't kill it, let's at least make sure no woman wants to fuck him. And they just did nothing at all, just left me be. Now, I'm an atheist. I became an atheist like when I was about 8 years old, so same year I stopped believing in Santa. And both of my parents are Christian, so they were kind of disappointed when I came out to them. They sent me to AA, Atheist Anonymous, more commonly known as church. I'm still an atheist though, so you know, suck it dad. Suck it father. I have theories about other religions though. I've been reading up on Hinduism. I find it it's fascinating, the whole reincarnation, the hierarchies and the karma. It's really cool. There's different hierarchies and you can, earn good or bad karma and to go up and down the hierarchies. For example, like if as a human you earn a lot of bad karma, say you kill a few million Jews, you're gonna get reincarnated as a basil. Which is really cool because it means that every time I'm watering my houseplants, there's a chance I'm waterboarding Hitler. It's really cool. There's the hierarchy of life forms. So it goes plants, animals, and humans. And there's nothing higher than the humans. That's why Jesus came back as himself. Okay. But then the second time when he was being nailed to the cross, he went, fuck! And then he was downgraded to a baby panda. It's a really cool philosophy because it's very intuitive. If you don't want to be a dung beetle in your next life, don't molest kids. Very simple. I'm not too sure how plants earn good karma though. It's hard for me to imagine like a fly trap catching a fly and being like, well, I am starving and I could kill and eat you, but I really want to see Taylor Swift in my next life. Cool. I was planning a trip. I was choosing countries, so I was checking out their ages of consent. And most countries seem to have settled between 14 and 16 as the acceptable range. Not Nigeria. Does anybody know the age of consent in Nigeria? Anyone? 8? Oh, wow, Jesus. No, 11, much better. There's always one guy's like, 11! I knew that one, 11! It's 11, I looked it up for reasons. Doesn't matter, don't ask me too many questions. It's 11, it's crazy. Nigeria really decided, if it can understand sarcasm, it can have an orgasm. Which, to be honest, it's fair. I had my first sexual experience when I was 11. But I feel like the rules should be slightly different for a country where an average guy can reach your stomach from either entrance. Slow burner. I feel like, when they were deciding, all the countries gathered to decide their ages of consent. Somebody went well, we need a fall guy. So Nigeria volunteered and went 11. And then Vatican City was like, oh shit, guys, you were thinking double digits. It's cool. It's 18. It's 18 Vatican City, and they think we don't know. Who are you trying to fool? It's like if a bar had an 18+ sign at the entrance, but inside they serve Capri Suns. It's cool. Italy, all around Vatican City, has it at 14, which is more reasonable if you ask me, because every Italian knows it tastes best when it's just right out of the oven. Don't judge me, you know, Mary was 12 when she had Jesus, and I don't think she was Nigerian. Although the lack of father kind of begs to differ. I have a girlfriend. I know, surprise, surprise. She's not blind. I have a girlfriend. We're both very pale with blonde hair and blue eyes, which means we're more concerned about skin cancer than Nazis. We're sort of similar looking, so sometimes people assume we're siblings, and what we don't do is correct them. And it's cool because in the Netherlands, people are very, very tolerant. You guys are willing to tolerate pretty much anything. Anything but Moroccans. No, I have a girlfriend. She's very sweet. She's very kind. A bit racist, but she's Dutch, so you know, just genetic, I imagine. She's also an orphan. She lost her mother about 8 months ago, and we've been living together ever since. And for those of you unaware of how it feels to live with an orphan, it's sort of like it feels like playing How to Be a Millionaire. But every time you get a question wrong, the host starts crying. All right. Sometimes she has these dreams where her mother comes back to life, like a phoenix, because she was cremated. All right, lighter material, got it. You know, I've learned to read the crowd by now, luckily. Let's talk about chess, way better. We'll come back to that one. Do you know that chess is like an Olympically recognized sport? I think it's cool that as a society we decided that two people sitting in front of each other, thinking really, really hard is a sport. But then telling jokes on stage is also a job, so what do I know? It's cool. There's no Paralympics version for chess. Although I wish there was, it would be just two people with ADHD playing chess. There's an American version of chess. The rules are kind of similar. There's black and white pieces, and white get to go first. I love how everybody laughs at that part of the joke, which is not the punchline yet, but it says a lot about the Dutch people. White get to go first, but in the American version, they have to apologize for every move they make. And once black make their first move, they get shot for resisting. Any chess players in the crowd? Does anybody know how to play chess? Yeah, okay, fair enough. The Grandmaster. I'm convinced every Russian is a Grandmaster just because. Not in war strategy though, you kind of suck, to be honest. 2 weeks, nah. So you know how you can take the pawn to the other side of the board and it can be like another piece? Yeah, well in the American version, they can transition anytime. Just for one person, never mind. In the American version, you're also not allowed to take the rooks because of their resemblance to the Twin Towers. Cool, let's go back to the orphan beat, actually. So my girlfriend lost her mother, and we were together for 4 months when it happened. So then I started dating her daughter. We were together for 4 months, and there was a decision to be made on my part because the relationship was kind of, it was new. So I had to decide: do I man up and support her through it, or do I go back on Tinder? And I thought it would be too much for her if two of her loved ones went on Tinder. So I stayed. I haven't regretted a minute of it. She's the sweetest. She's very kind, very loving. She's the first person who made me genuinely think about kids. Not just like thinking about kids, but like having them. I thought if I ever have a child, I want it to be a boy. But then I thought about it and was like, it doesn't really matter, does it? I don't really care if it's a boy or a girl, as long as it's healthy, and one of those two. Anyway, guys, that was my time. Thank you very much. You've been very kind. Thank you. Have a great evening.
All the chess material, we should bring on an American to close the show. I think that feels right. Have a nice, good